welcome back to Wolf Guitars and Gear. Today we're going to be taking a look at my newest guitar. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the story behind how I got it and let you hear a little bit about how I just used it today. So back in about 2005, I want to say, I was in a post-hardcore indie rock band called For Those Who Kill, and at that time my main guitar that I was using was a Epiphone Les Paul, and I kind of was experimenting around with some other things and decided to get an Epiphone Explorer. So I picked up an Epiphone Explorer and swapped out some pickups, had it modified a little bit. It was a sweet guitar, had it for a long time. Problem is I just hardly used it because shortly after that band broke up I got into another one briefly, but then that was like the last serious band that I was in for a long time. And so then after that, everything else I was doing kind of required something a little more traditional, a little less crazy on the guitar shapes. And so I just found myself not using it because I had put some really high output humbuckers in it, and like I said, it was great for what it was. It was a great high gain guitar, but for stuff that was lower gain and a little more tasteful, it could do it, it just wasn't the right guitar for it. And so it just sat around collecting dust really for, I want to say, almost 15 years. I mean, I'd pull it out every once in a while and play it, but it just wasn't getting the love it deserved. So my local music store happened to be running an ad on some of their used gear, and I happened to see a guitar in there that I know that I would play more. And so initially, I mean, if you've been watching this channel for a while, you know that I like options on my guitars. I mean, I built a 5-way Telecaster with extra volume knobs and tone knobs on there so that you can get a lot more sounds than you could out of a standard 2-pickup Tele. I made a 63 sound Stratocaster, and that thing is fantastic. And the whole concept behind those is being able to take one guitar and get just a plethora of sounds out of it so that you don't have to bring multiple guitars to an event to get a variety of different sounds. And while I still hold that that's a very useful thing to do, this guitar kind of is the antithesis of that. But also, since most of my guitars at this point are Teles, Strats, and that Les Paul, in addition to a couple of acoustics, there was something that I didn't have. And that something happens to have a whole different type of pickup in it, and that is a Gretsch. Full hollow body Gretsch with Filtertrons. So this thing here is my new favorite guitar. Got a screaming deal on it. I love it to death. I mean, when I picked it up, they said it was used, but I sure couldn't tell. I didn't look like anybody even touched the thing. So I love it. It has 3-way switch, and it doesn't have a whole variety of sounds, but it does what it does, and it does it really, really well. So today I kind of had the opportunity to do a remote guitar session for somebody, and just after messing around with a couple other guitars, I just decided that this was the guitar I was going to use, and I laid down 4 tracks on this song, and this one handled every single one of them. I did a couple of them with the pickups in the middle. I did some with just the neck, and I did some with just the bridge. So in that way, it's very similar to your Les Paul style setup with the 3 pickups. The difference that a Gretsch has over a Les Paul style is, while it does have 4 knobs that you can see here, you've got a master volume, you have a master tone, and then you have neck and your bridge volume. And so you can still get the blending effects, but you have like the addition to be able to roll that in and do swells and things that you don't have from a Les Paul. So in addition, this one has the Bigsby, which I think is just fantastic. It's a beautiful guitar. I'm loving it. In great shape. I couldn't be happier. So hopefully you hear the sounds and judge for yourself. Let me know what you think. So those sounds, once again, were from this Gretsch. I hope you enjoyed what you heard, and we'll see you next time here on Wolf Guitars and Gear. If you found value in our content, please make sure that you hit the subscribe button and that you hit the bell so that you get all future episodes as they're released. Have a wonderful day and God bless.